Hey people, this is episode 191. It features the Flop, the Silver Badger, and myself all in one room at the same time. Something that is rare these days. Bender couldn't be here thanks to a futsal tournament, which if you don't know, is a combination of basketball and soccer. It's a very faster 5-on-5 version of soccer. And we almost had to miss for the same tournament, but we managed to make it work and bring you this episode. So please give it a listen, like, and share. All that good stuff. Also, I'm going to keep the voting going till the last week of the year for your favorites on the PC Bombcast 6-pack End of Year Awards 2019 edition. We have some good turnout, and I want to keep it going to see where we end up. So that's all I've got. Enjoy the episode. And, another big spoiler, there is a Star Wars quiz, sort of, and it doesn't go the way you think it would at all. So here comes the bomb, and enjoy. Thanks. John, anytime you guys want, do an episode without me. I would sit here and be quiet. I would sit here and do it. I'd be Jamie the producer, like Joe Rogan's Jamie.
Tom, what do you think he would really stay quiet the whole podcast?
I wouldn't want him to be.
I would, Melissa. I would. Are you ready?
Yep. Sorry,
talk
I was reading a volleyball email. Sorry.
Yeah, let's stop that.
I'm here.
How about you?
Let's do it.
All right. Hey, we are back, and you've probably heard a little bit of chit-chat there, and one voice you did not hear would be Bender. He was absent. Yeah, and the crowd goes nuts. But what you do hear is the sarcastic applause from the Flop, and then the other voice that you've heard would be the Silver Badger.
I like it how every time there is a Sophie's Choice for the podcast, it usually comes down to me getting my way.
Well, here's the thing. With every time there's a choice, Bender's option is always, well, can we just go later? No.
Because that motherfucker stays up till all hours of the night.
And to be honest with you, I kind of feel like that even if we would have pushed it to later, he still wouldn't have been able to.
He would have been late, yeah.
Yeah.
Rachel would have been like, nope.
You play the odds. You don't play. You play the hand in front of you, not the whole day. It resets every time. So when Bender says, I might not be able to make it till later, I just read, probably not going to make it. That said, though, the three of us are here, and we're gonna. Before we jump right in, I feel like it's post-Turkey Day talk, so we should at least. I know how my wife did, but I will let her tell us how her Turkey Day went in her eyes, but I'll start with you, Tom. How was Turkey Day?
It was a good Thanksgiving.
What do badgers eat on Turkey Day?
Badgers eat smoked turkey because that is the best kind of turkey.
I do love smoked turkey.
It's really good. It's better than fried turkey. Yeah, Kelly's family had a good spread. Had a little brisket as well, and actually ham as well. I'm not big on the other fixins, if you will. I just kind of stay in my wheelhouse of mashed potatoes. Stuffing is either really good or really bad. There's no in between.
So here's my take on stuffing.
Is it homemade stuffing or stovetop?
I don't know at Kelly's family. My family, my mom gets it.
No, what is your preference? That's what I'm asking.
I kind of like. Well, the White Castle stuffing is number one. You've ever had that?
Stop
Never.
it!
So
I don't even know
good.
what that is.
So good.
Stovetop stuffing is my favorite.
Stovetop's hard to beat.
Yeah. Let me ask you this too. Missy said that it's not a thing, but I argue that it is, and I've even seen some memes on Facebook this week. Deviled eggs, are they a Thanksgiving thing?
It's a fucking picnic thing for 4th of July and all of summer. It's not a Thanksgiving thing.
Okay, I will say this. Anything can be a Thanksgiving thing.
If your family makes it.
But, somebody came pre-made?
No, you can get
I'm
them.
just saying his family makes them. That's what I'm saying.
I think if I would associate deviled eggs with any holiday, it's going to be Easter. Clearly,
that makes
right?
sense.
I think deviled eggs are just a family get-together meal.
I like deviled eggs.
Oh, I love deviled eggs. Boy, you talk about giving you the farts.
You got to make them right.
Yeah. You see that?
You eat a lot of deviled eggs, you're going to be farting up the storm.
So, are you a turkey or ham or both guy?
If you can kill it, I will try it when it comes to Thanksgiving.
Well, I just became a vegetarian.
She is a ham. She's a ham person.
I'm a ham person. The turkey has to be hot.
Okay,
I don't like it cold.
But ham has its two holidays.
Yeah.
Ham has Easter and kind of has Christmas.
Yeah, Christmas ham.
So give turkey its due.
Yeah. It's Turkey Day. They don't say turkey and other Animal Day.
It's my preference, you guys. You cannot hate on me.
We can.
We can. That's the whole
reserve
point of a
right.
podcast is to have opinions. This would be
I
very
can
boring.
hate on your deviled eggs.
I'm with you, though. And for our Thanksgiving, all we did was a mac and cheese dish, bake, some mashed potatoes, because you have to have mashed potatoes.
Sure.
We had a turkey, we had a ham, we had some dinner rolls, and that
covered it.
That's all you need.
Well, hey, on the way home, it was like 6:37. I made Kelly stop by a Walgreens, and I bought a DiGiorno's pizza for Thanksgiving dinner. So anything could be Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving should be about comfort, family, and
overindulgence in
up.
food. Yeah.
Yes.
So does your family do they make the smoked turkey or do they purchase it?
Are you talking about my family?
Yeah,
my family's cooking is terrible.
No, I mean,
but Kelly's family, yes, they smoked. They did smoke their own
do it
turkey.
themselves. So
no, my mom gets everything catered.
I didn't
Not
know that Sugar Fire, you can order turkey from them.
No, that's a great idea.
Yeah,
so
it would be.
so a woman I work with said, I just get turkey from Sugar Fire. I pick it up the day before, or no, the morning of is what and you have to like set a specific time. She said it was like $16.
That's not bad at all.
And it's sliced and everything. I don't know how big it is because it's just her and her husband, but she says it's really good.
Honestly, one of the best Thanksgiving meals I had was when I went to Texas, and my sister-in-law got a turkey pre-sliced from Honey Baked Ham.
Oh, Honey Baked Ham's
fucking great.
Boston Market used to have a good one also.
can see that.
Same.
Yeah.
I just got a little turkey breast because we're a small family, and I knew
I'm really
we were
the only
doing
one that eats a turkey.
Yeah, well, we all ate it, but since we were doing two meats, I just got a small turkey breast, and I made it in the crock pot, and I thought it turned out quite
Yeah, it turned out good.
Yeah.
It maintained its juiciness.
Well, I put a shitload of broth in there, and
There
an
you
onion,
go.
and some rosemary, and that's all I did.
This is a weird podcast because Jeremy is so quiet because he's so fixated
I
on
know.
his
We're gonna have
49ers
to
and
carry
Ravens.
this, Tom.
I'm fine with it. I'm actually quite enjoying it.
Until we're like in a really good conversation, and this motherfucker's gonna yell because something good or bad
I still
happened.
control the mute buttons over here. I could just anytime dump the dumps button. I'm just assuming Bender's Thanksgiving was great. It's his fault for not being able to tell us about it because he's not here.
And we've all missed his Friendsgiving, which I kind of felt bad about.
He missed. I have it on good authority that he missed his annual Blackout Friday
Really?
that he talks about all the time. He did not go. He did not go
Well,
this
I
year.
thought
Well,
maybe
our
he's
baby's
becoming
grown
an
up.
adult,
Yeah.
but he had that text today that said kids ruined his plans all weekend, so I assume it was one of the children that ruined it.
I would bet if I had to put a percentage on what ruined his Blackout Friday, I would put let's do kids, Rachel, and a sense of growing up. I would put the
Are those
sense of
three
growing
choices,
up.
or
no, that's the only
kids
three choices.
/ Rachel?
No, those are two options.
Okay.
I would put 10% on growing up.
Okay.
I'd put 30% on the kids, and I would put 60% at Rachel. That's what ruined his Blackout Friday. That's just my thought. Speaking of strong women and their opinions, I wanted to jump right in with one of the things I brought to the table. I don't know if you saw this, but there's a movie that I really, really want to see with a great ensemble cast called Knives Out.
Yes, it looks very good.
It's got an incredibly good
you show me
Rotten
this?
Potato review. I don't know if we watched it, but it's got like Chris Evans, not James Marsden, Daniel Craig, Jamie Lee Curtis, who I'm going to talk about, and just a slew of other great people in it. It's also like 95% Rotten Tomatoes fresh, so
good reviews.
it's been called one of the best comedies of the last few years. So that said, though, I wanted to focus on Jamie Lee Curtis because how they do these, you go through the car wash of the junkets where you just people after people after people interview you.
Yeah.
Well, Jamie Lee Curtis gave us a great soundbite, and I feel like that she's taking a shot directly at the flop and myself.
Oh, wow.
Here's what she said. I'm not demeaning children or saying they can't handle violence, but it's the truth. When I go out to talk about Halloween, even when I was doing book tours for books for children, I would have people come up. They would stand there with their 5-year-old kid and say to me, "My Bobby loves Halloween, don't you, Bobby?" And I look at them and I have the meanest JLC, are you out of your fucking mind look of, are you the worst human being on the planet that you would let your child watch Halloween? I have a kind of strong opinion, as you can tell, when it's correct and incorrect to expose the child to that kind of stuff. And you're an awful person if you let your child watch Halloween.
Okay, time out.
I got a couple of things on that, but I'll let Missy go first.
I feel like I'm preparing my children for real life. Not to say that there's a Michael Myers running around the world, but it's not all rainbows and fucking unicorns out there.
And lollipops.
I thought you were about to interrupt with a 49ers
Rainbows
song.
and lollipops and... No, they did
And
Disco
it's
Bound
just
3.
movie. So. It's just a movie. It's just a movie.
Yeah, I mean, well, there is probably
There is
some...
violence. Okay, yeah, so what?
There's also this knowing what your child could handle. And if you're a good parent and you know your child's a complete wuss, like we know, we've had some friends who've had some tough kids, but they've told us, my kid is scared to death of scary movies, so we won't watch them. Our kids were not. They like scary movies, so we let them watch them. And especially in her thing of letting my little kid at age 5 watch it, I bet Hayden was 5 when she watched Halloween, and she liked it. Mm-hmm. So,
That's it. I am boycotting Halloween. All Jamie Lee Curtis from here on out.
Well, that was my next thing. I go, is this, do we just start calling Jamie Lee a little bit of a see you next Tuesday? We just no longer like her?
I mean...
Well, I guess my thought is, how many of those parents said that to her to just be nice? Maybe their kid hadn't even watched it. They're just trying to pump her tires a little bit, and then she acts like all offended.
Yeah.
That's where my mind went first. Everybody knows what their kid can and can't handle.
Here's my thing. I actually can see where she's coming from to that maybe you shouldn't let your kids watch it. But for you to say you're awful fucking people and give you the meanest are you out of your fucking mind look, that's an extreme. Up to the point in this day and age with our politics in our country, anytime you have an overly extreme view on anything, you're just wrong.
Now, is it possible that she was a little constipated and hadn't had her Belvita yet?
It could,
Maybe that's what happened.
that could be.
Yeah. I don't think that's a fair assessment. I can't say... I don't agree with saying you're a bad parent just because you let your kids watch something. You know what's a bad parent? Taking them to a drug den.
Yeah. I've been there.
Now you just made me feel bad for
I think
saying
we talked
that.
about that on the show before, but you clearly had no restrictions when you were a
No,
kid.
absolutely not.
Was there shows that your parents wouldn't let you watch?
No, my parents had no filter.
I was only not allowed to watch Beavis and Butthead of all shows, and I still snuck and watched it.
So
My parents are pretty liberal on like watch whatever the fuck you want to watch.
Well, I could listen to whatever I wanted to because my parents at 13 bought me an Ice Cube CD. Had no. I'm pretty
Was
sure
it Body Count?
No, it was. I forget what it was.
No,
but,
like that's Iced Tea. Sorry.
Yes.
I'm sure they had no idea what they were buying me. They didn't prohibit me on what I could watch. What they did prohibit me on was what I could say. So even at 13, I could not say crap.
That's interesting.
Which
That
is
is an
why
odd
I
one.
have a potty mouth today, because my parents wouldn't let me say fuck when I was 13.
It's a weird stance to not let people say crap, but I've heard other families that
So
have
what
said
did you say? Poop?
No, around them, I just didn't
She
say
called the
bad
shit
words. Yeah, but
Oh man, you called her shit
around
poop.
friends, I thought crap. I was like, because I had my best friend was a year older than me, and she lived on the same street. So anytime I said crap around her, internally I was like, I'm the coolest kid ever. I'm saying crap when I shouldn't be. But I don't know.
Parents, man.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't
They
allowed
just
to
don't
watch.
understand. Am I right, Jazzy Jeff?
I wasn't allowed to watch overly sexually explicit shows.
Yeah,
That
But
that's
makes perfect
scary
sense.
movies, I was
that's where
allowed to.
we draw the line.
Yeah.
Like when stuff is on like that, I'm like, close your eyes, pause the movie.
And our oldest now is completely in on the jokes when it comes to sex stuff. Now, there's things that she obviously doesn't know, but she knows what it all means now. I mean, she's a freshman in high school, and she even says the F words from time to time. But
Not in front of us.
She admitted it to us that, yeah, sometimes I've said the F word, you know. So,
We do allow her to cuss, and
but we
it's
tell her
hell
that,
and
yeah.
ass. That's
And
basically
shit,
all we've
she's
ever
allowed
heard
to
her
say
say.
shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the more you tell them not to do, the more they're going to do, you know?
Right.
I dated preachers' daughters. Trust me.
My
freaky.
mom, my mom was married to a minister, preacher, whatever. I don't know.
Oh, his daughters were who let the
I mean,
inmates out of the
shit.
asylum.
We're listening. We're talking about one of his daughters had got pregnant from an orgy. Doesn't even know who the father is.
Oh.
Yeah, she's a regular old Danny DeVito, Arnold Schwarzenegger situation. There's a lot of muddle in the mix there.
There you go.
Just don't know.
Yeah.
But anyway, I just thought Jamie Lee, you know, good for her. You've got a long career of people watching your movies. I think you stop shitting on the people that show up to support you.
Yeah.
You know, for one. But I've got one more topic that I'm going to go into, and then I know you brought topics and stuff, Tom.
I did.
Because I want to go from one stubbornly strong woman to an actual superheroic woman, and that would be Brie Larson.
Thanks. No. Dang it.
Yeah, sorry. That's a good one. That was good. But so Brie Larson, I finally got around to watching Captain Marvel.
Okay.
A fine movie. Probably like a 3.5 out of 5 for me. Not so a lot of criticisms from people that didn't like Captain Marvel that they said that Brie Larson was very cardboard-like in it. I love Brie Larson. Let me say that first, and I enjoyed the movie. But she was very cardboard-like in her deliveries in the movie. I mean, it was very.
Did she take her role too seriously? Is that what you think?
No, because I mean the lines were lit. I think she was going for a certain kind of smarminess or a snarky or like like sarcastic.
Yeah.
Was the character, and she does.
Now is that the character in the comics?
Nah, I mean hard to say. You know, you're reading it. It's definitely not a character that's known for being overly witty.
Sure.
But I think she tried to go that route, and then it just. I don't think she delivered well. That said, it's still a fun movie to watch, and I still think she's right for the role.
Top 10 MCU movie?
No. Well, maybe. No, I don't think so. That'd be a hard one for me to rank, and there's enough of them to where now you can rank it. But what I wanted to bring up because of that was not that I watched it and that was their performance, but because Marvel, you know how studios this time of year get together for the awards push. They actually campaign their people in their films like a politician would campaign. So they go out and they for your consideration they submit. They have to submit. They've submitted the entire cast of Avengers Endgame, including, and one of the strongest ones is they've submitted Brie Larson for Best Supporting Actress.
Wait, she was in it for a total of 30 seconds.
Wow.
And so there's a precedence for someone not being in a film very long and winning an Oscar, and that's Jack Nicholson in Terms of Endearment. He's only in at the very end, the very beginning. Like, I think he's
maybe
got 18.
5 minutes or something like that. Total?
Hannibal Lecter's not in Silence of the Lambs a lot, and he won an Oscar.
But let's be honest on that one. That role was creepy as shit.
Well, okay, but both of those characters, Jack Nicholson and Hannibal Lecter, both had lines. Brie Larson has very little lines in Avengers Endgame. Probably enough to fit on half a page.
Yeah.
Like, I get what you're doing, but sometimes I don't even know the rules. I don't know if you're allotted so many. I
think
don't know.
you're going to shotgun approach a lot of them.
Yeah. Well, the entire cast gets it. Now, Tony Stark, even though he probably had the most emotional range of that film, he doesn't even. No one in that film deserves an acting. The directors, the Russo brothers, deserve it. That's a tough pull. Obviously, all the special effects and all that stuff, but I don't know. Best acting, great movie. Not a deep acting. You're not going into the acting well to pull out of emotions out of anybody.
What are you talking about? There were double Captain Americas at one point. Like, how did he do that?
He did fight himself, and he did talk about his own ass. That's that might deserve an Oscar. I don't know, but I don't know. Brie Larson's that's a stretch for me. I don't know. I don't even think that. It'll be interesting to see what comes out of the Marvel thing. Yeah. For this movie, if anything gets nominated. They even, the film they're pushing for Best Picture, I don't think that. It was a very enjoyable film. I loved the movie.
Sure.
It's not Best Picture.
So speaking of Marvel,
Uh-oh.
Thanks to Disney Plus, I have officially watched my first Marvel movie.
Which one?
Wow.
Well, I started in order.
Oh, so you did
so
Iron Man.
I watched Iron Man. 8 out of 10, 4 out of 5 for this particular program.
Yeah. Very good movie.
It was an enjoyable movie, fun. Is Tony Stark likable? Because I don't really like him.
It's funny you say that.
I'm halfway through Iron Man 2, and it's even worse than Iron Man 2. I'm like, he's not very as charismatic as they're trying to make him out to be. I'm kind of like, this guy's kind of a dick.
He is
you're right. He is. But he's a charismatic dick. Like
I do think he's charismatic, and I do think he's likable early. But if you don't think he's likable now, buckle up, baby. When you get to Civil War, you are going to be mad as hell.
Yeah, I'm trying to like him, but
good luck with that. When
anyway,
he gets
good
there.
movie, good film.
2's not great. 3's probably worse.
Okay.
But Iron Man 1 deserved to be the kickoff to the Marvel MCU.
Well, I had to skip Incredible Hulk because that is not part of Disney Plus.
Yeah, and
from what I've been told by friends, that's fine.
I'm a Hulk fan, and no, you don't have to watch it.
Yeah. So
Which one? Who plays Hulk in that?
The Ed Norton one.
Okay, that's what
So
I thought.
why didn't Terrence Howard take over the?
Because he thinks his shit doesn't
He
smell.
wanted more money. He wanted more money than he was guaranteed. He wanted. He knew he wasn't getting Robert Downey Jr. money.
Yeah.
But at that point, they had already knew there was plans going forward, and he wanted a bigger piece of the pie.
Yeah. And so they said, we could replace you easily with Don Cheadle,
Who's a fantastic actor.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
And Don Cheadle was fine with it. He's like, I'll make money off this. Fuck.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
care.
Don Cheadle goes, you mean I gotta say like gradually get an extra line every film and make a shit ton of money
Yeah.
that my kids will never want for anything the rest of my life?
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if you guys have ever seen, but Terrence Howard is a fucking wackadoo. He has talked
I
about
heard
like
It was Bender. Bender brought it up on this podcast.
Yeah,
He
okay.
makes his girlfriend's wipe with baby wipes and not toilet paper.
what?
Yeah.
Say this again.
Yeah, Terrence Howard apparently makes his girlfriends use baby wipes and not toilet paper.
I mean, that just
Flushable
seems like
wipes
the
are
way
pretty
to
nice,
go. Why
though.
wouldn't you want
They
a
definitely
fresh
feel-
coochie and butt?
They
little more
definitely
expensive.
they feel better on your booty though.
Yeah.
I
Well-
always do the lead with the toilet paper and finish with the wipes.
Yeah, right. But no,
Like
he's
a-
talked about like
Like
the
a normal
I
person.
only use baby wipes when it's like a real rough night the night before. Like if you have red wine, you get that mud butt.
Oh, the
You
baby
really-
poop.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. You gotta really
I don't
do
know
that.
anything about mud butt. Anyway,
Sure you
so
don't.
he no, he has talked about like he sounds almost like a Scientologist in his thinking.
He is a weirdo. His whole deal with what is it? What was that thing Bender brought up and the math and all this stuff and just yes. Hey, he made his bed and he went on to have all that Empire fame. When I'm sure it's just as equal in pay as that whole Avengers fame. I don't think so. I
But
think
he's a lead in that though, right?
yeah.
Him
he
and
was.
Taraji B. Henson.
And they're
P?
putting
Taraji P or
yeah.
B?
It's a real who shot JR scenario in the final here. Like
Oh, you guys actually watch Empire?
Oh hell
I just
no.
seen the commercials, and it's
no,
just
man.
like I remember. I never watched Dynasty as a kid, but I remember Who Shot Jr. or Who Shot Mr. Burns. Maybe that's
Yeah,
more
that's a
appropriate for
spoof,
the
yeah,
kids.
yeah.
But yeah, it's Who Shot Terrence Howard's character. They didn't say it that way. That wouldn't
Dallas
market
was
it
a
very
big
well.
deal in the early '80s.
Oh, Dallas. I said Dynasty. Yeah, but Dallas.
They
yeah, Dallas
both were,
was
you guys.
Both of those were massive. Yeah.
Dynasty was the opening with the bird with the I always this
might
is
have
how
been
I
Falcon's
envision
Crest.
That was
Falcon's
Falcon's
Crest.
Crest, yeah.
I just was like, why does that bird have an apple on its head?
People love watching rich people drama.
Well, they'd like it British too, isn't Downton Abbey? And aren't they?
Yeah, that's pretty good.
They're rich people, right?
Yeah.
Or
Yeah, no, that's
what is
correct.
Downton Abbey? It's all about the place, right?
Yeah, so Downton Abbey's the place, and
Is it
Lord
royalty?
Not
In the movie.
technically. So Lord Grantham is one of the. So England is all about like the nobles, where you have like the king, and then you have
Yeah.
dukes and barons and all that, and lords, and the Granthams.
Are those Lords of Leaping?
I think they're Piper's Piping, but they're somehow connected to the royal family. I think cousins, and then I think in the movie, which I didn't see, but the royals come to their castle.
Yeah, I think that's exactly what the movie's about. It finally happened. The Queen is coming.
Yeah, so like basically back in like the day for England, like the lords and dukes and barons, they own basically cities or towns, and they were responsible for all the land. And then as life became more expensive in the Industrial Revolution, people were going to the cities to work. These lords couldn't pay for their land. That's part of the plot in,
Wow.
in the show, and it's a good
It
show.
sounds riveting.
It's
I'm
actually
not gonna
pretty
lie to
good. It's a
You
good
lost
show.
me
People
at the
love
accent.
it. People love it. I know people love it, and I'm
I
fairly
really
certain
do.
I would enjoy it if I watched it. But at this point, I don't know that that'll ever happen. But hey, I'm still going back to what you led in with. I'm very happy you officially jumped in on the Marvel
So
universe.
did you make Bananas watch it with you? Or have
So that
him
was
not
my
make
plan.
him?
That was my plan. 5 minutes into Iron Man, I did not realize how violent it was going to be.
Oh, it's
You
pretty
start seeing
violent.
soldiers getting their heads blown off, and John's like, "Ooh." I'm like, "Yeah, let's go play toys."
Well,
Hey, after this, we're going to watch Saving Private Ryan.
yeah,
exactly. But now what John is obsessed with, though, is Star Wars.
I was going to
which is
ask
great,
you if we were going to go see the new one.
but well, you and I can go see it.
That's what I mean.
But
Didn't we go see the last one
So when
together?
you guys go to the movies, do you have a seat in between you, or do you sit right next
No,
to
we
each
sat
other?
Yeah, one
so we can
popcorn
talk.
bucket.
Yeah, we got to talk to each other.
One soda, 2 straws,
Licorice straws.
little red vine action.
Red vine, licorice. We get the long ones that curl. You can curl.
But John is obsessed with the Phantom Menace.
Yeah.
and like he won't, like he just wants to watch the first hour over and over again.
Just the first hour?
Yes, because every time, like, whenever he loses interest, and I go, all right, you want to take it back up? He goes, can we start from the beginning?
Oh.
Because he's, like, trying. My son has got some issues where he wants to, like, just have everything.
Yeah, his issues, he likes the Phantom Menace.
Yes, no kidding, right? But he's, like, he has to, like, fixate on it and figure it out and ask 1,000 questions. And
Oh, so he's still trying to figure it out, is what you're saying?
yeah.
Okay.
Which,
that makes
honestly,
sense.
when I'm trying to explain trade federations and Naboo and the Queen, it's hard. I haven't mind watching it.
My God, his
Nobody
mind will
wants
be...
to explain that
When
stuff.
he grows up and watches Game of Thrones or reads it, his mind is going to be blown.
Blown away.
Because
yes.
Gosh, that's a lot of characters to take on.
Oh, for goodness sakes, yes.
Well,
Also, we tried watching Home Alone. Didn't I remember Home Alone being, like, not that, like, little kid appropriate? Like,
It's really not. It's
Kevin's
so
a
violent.
dick.
And it's violent.
Okay, I think we've had this conversation. Kevin is an asshole, but Kevin is a product of his environment, and that family, it's 50-50. They're as much in the wrong
Uncle
as
Frank
Kevin
is a dick.
Uncle Frank
Fuck
is a...
Uncle Frank,
Yeah.
that mooching piece of shit.
Yeah, Peter
And
McAllister, get your shit together in your house in order, sir.
Mom and Dad also not great.
No.
Not great. No, his brothers, all of his family members
Yeah.
suck.
All the
Yeah.
siblings
Everyone-
just pick on him, so no wonder he's a dick, for
I always
real.
root for the Wet Bandits.
Yeah,
Steal
no
everything
doubt.
you can.
Because it's Joe Pesci and Bruce Dern. They're great.
Not Bruce Dern.
Or Daniel Stern.
There you
Daniel Stern, yeah. Yeah, Daniel Stern.
So close.
Great. Those people deserve to win because they're not assholes in it. They're just a couple of working class Joes trying to earn a buck.
Speaking of Joe Pesci, I did... Took me 3 days, but I did watch The Irishman.
But this is the most
I had to look
divisive
it up.
the internet has been since Last Jedi.
You sent that, whatever comment you said the other day, and I was like, well, how long is that? I'm like...
3.5 hours.
I was like, what is it, like 4 hours long? If he thought he was only 5 minutes left and there was still 2 hours. But then I looked it up, and it's, 3 hours, 29 minutes. I was like, what the shit? That's a long movie.
I want to hear your take.
Okay.
But I want to lead in with this. Is Martin Scorsese is one of the biggest detractors to the Marvel films.
Yes.
And he has said every superhero movie is just the same old schlock. He didn't say schlock, I'm adding that. But he
Is
said,
that even a word?
Yeah.
No, it's like, what, Yiddish?
Yeah. Yeah, it's Yiddish
that
for
sounds Yiddish.
shitty movies.
Yeah, that sounds
I'm looking it up.
It's he says every one of them are repetitive, formulaic, and it's the same old thing. To which I want to say is The Irishman, without me having seen it, is another long, boring Italian mafia movie from Martin Scorsese.
Well, clearly it's not Italian. It's called The Irishman.
Oh, the Irish, yeah, Irish.
So
Sorry,
it's pretty much Italian.
and I like some old school Martin Scorsese movies, but I can tell you there's a significant amount of Scorsese movies that are just the same old shit over and over.
If Martin Scorsese was a...
You just said Scorsese.
I know I
Scorsese.
did. Hey, Bender, welcome to the podcast.
you old Bender. Martin Scorsese... Scorsese was a band. It would be like watching him play an hour and a half show of his greatest hits. That happened to go 3.5 hours. Pacino, De Niro, and it's good to see Joe Pesci. I mean, he did a really good job in this film. All the acting is really solid. There's no reason that movie should have been 3.5 hours. Except for fucking vanity, quite honestly.
Oh yeah,
And my whole
it's
thing with this,
Kevin Costner syndrome. At
Yeah.
this point, you've been making them long. You got to keep doing it.
yeah, the movie's about Jimmy Hoffa, and look, no, I mean, Jimmy Hoffa, he died. I don't think there's a spoiler there.
What? Spoiler alert.
But I mean, there's an hour left in the movie after that climatic scene, and it's just like, for God's sakes,
For
it could've
what?
been
Oh, they
I mean, you don't have to
to
tell
develop
us,
the
but
Irishman.
did they totally do the? Did they totally Return of the King us on that?
Yeah,
Like the
a little
movie,
bit,
the
a little
movie's
bit.
over and it's still going.
And a little bit. Be like, we're not going to De Niro. Well, bet. It's good to see, a lot of good cameos like Harvey Keitel and Ray Romano.
I love Ray Romano.
Yeah.
I love Ray Romano more now that he's not on his TV show than I
Yeah,
did.
same.
Absolutely.
Like, I liked him in
He's got some
Parenthood.
range. Yeah, he's got some range.
I recently watched Welcome to Mooseport again. Not a bad movie.
That is an underrated movie.
It is. It is a good movie.
So I would give The Irishman 3.5 out of 5.
Still a good review.
No,
Good-
no, it's good. I mean, but you have to like that genre. If you don't like that genre,
Yeah.
don't waste your time. But
So, what origin did you say? Schlock?
Yeah, sweet.
said Yiddish.
Yiddish, yeah. I thought it was
And
Jewish.
and say your sentence again.
Yeah, you just keep on shoveling out the same old schlock movies.
So you were right, Yiddish. But I assume you mean cheap or inferior goods of material or trash.
Yeah, that's
Okay, yeah.
shitty movies. That's what I said. I used it right.
Scorsese
You're not
is
Yiddish.
a top 3 director of all time.
Oh,
but
he certainly is.
You know what? Film, you can suck off cinema's dong for whatever he wants. Going to the movies is an experience where it can be anything as long as you're having fun and.
Yeah, I've got bad.
Some things are better on the big picture. The
Bad
Irishman would have been horrible.
And bad news to all these people that are criticizing Marvel movies. Until tickets get cheaper than $12, even in the most rural areas, people aren't going to go see movies like that anymore. They want something that's going to keep them entertained. It's going to be big and loud, and it's going to be an event. You don't pay for it. It's the reason you go to sporting events.
Right.
It's the reason you go to carnivals or Six Flags. You don't go pay to sit and be emotionally stimulated or intellectually stimulated anymore. That's not why you...
I would much rather see an art house film in my own home.
No doubt.
Or a small theater. I think I might start seeing more of these. A theater that maybe has 40 or 50 seats where there's maybe like a bar in the back and it's just quiet.
Almost like, what's the one down on the loop? Tivoli.
The Tivoli. Yeah.
But, I mean, you don't want to go see a rom-com. I feel like watching a rom-com at a movie theater is just a waste of money.
Yeah.
Right? Like, when you go to a movie theater, like you guys said,
Well, maybe for
you want
us.
the big... No, even for me. I don't want to go see a rom-com at a movie theater. Like,
But think about like the people who go see rom-coms. It's usually people who are on first or second dates or people.
Yeah,
who don't
there's
have
still a place
children.
for those.
Oh,
yeah.
I don't want to go
agree with
see
you now.
a dance movie at
I do like dance movies,
No.
though.
I feel like the movie theater should be specific for like very high drama, like action movies.
That's kind of what it's turned into, though.
Yeah.
I mean, and all these directors
Where
that
you
are
can get
pushing
all
back
that
against it.
Dolby sound and
I think they should
it's
stop
action movies.
pushing.
I think there's something to be said about a good comedy movie opening or second weekend because comedy and laughter is infectious.
Yeah, it's
So,
better.
I mean, I've definitely seen comedies in the theater before where I thought the movie was way funnier.
Comedy's better with a crowd.
Yeah.
Comedy's better with a crowd. That's for sure.
I still say to this day that we've talked about it on air. One of my favorite movies ever is Super Troopers because I went in with low expectations and being in that crowd that was laughing and selling every joke, it just makes it seem more funny.
well, it's like watching a comedian like live compared to watching it on
100%.
TV.
Yep.
Like I find them funnier in person than when we're watching them at home.
I can't remember who
Laughter is
went.
infectious.
Yeah.
I can't remember who went with me, but me and Carter went with one or two other people to go see the second Jackass movie in the theater. It was hilarious.
Oh, God,
And
I
I had to
cried.
pee.
Yeah.
And it was awful.
Speaking of Carter, is he okay after that Duke loss?
No.
I haven't
Well,
heard
you should
it.
ask Jeremy if he's
I was
okay.
fine. I don't like the 49ers just lost, and it's they're still 10-2. I'm pretty happy with the season no matter what. So, and in college basketball, just get into the tournament. That's all you got to do.
That's 100% correct.
So it is something. There was a couple of weird streaks that came to an end this year. The Dukes since 2001 had not lost at home to a non-conference opponent.
Yes.
So that's a big thing. That's almost 19 years. Alabama since 1936 was 113-0 when scoring 45 points until this past weekend.
Holy shit.
And they lost 48-45. So I like those things. I don't care if it's
that's
against
always
my
fun.
team. I like those kind of things.
Records are meant to be broken or
Yeah.
just ended.
Understatement.
Yeah, so I love it. Missy, I know Tom brought a game, but he might even have some other topics.
Would you like to play a game?
But I was going to see if you had anything before. In the normal segment. This is not throw it to Missy.
No.
Okay, well then Tom.
All right, so I want to comment on one thing that I quoted and commented on the Facebook page. I was just busting your balls. Baby Yoda is cute as shit.
Oh, yeah, I know. I assumed you were.
Yeah.
I assumed you
this
were.
past episode, Mandalorian, episode 4.
I've not watched it yet.
Fantastic.
Do you know who directed it? Bryce Dallas Howard.
Yes, that's right.
Of that, what's that gambling movie fame? She was in that where she played the organized the poker games. I can't think of the name of it. It's not a bad movie. She also Jurassic Park fame.
Yeah,
Yeah.
fantastic episode.
Yeah.
While Missy has gone to take a tinkle or whatever, I want to talk a little bit about, and I talked briefly about Mizzou.
Having a shitty week.
Oh, I mean, depends on who you ask. I was a Barry Odom fan. I understand.
Still, though, let's start the week the way it should be started. It started with the NCAA.
Right, and so the NCAA brings the hammer down on Mizzou, upholds the bowl suspension.
They didn't bring the hammer down. They just kept pressure on the hammer that was already there.
Which is ridiculous. And Mizzou
Did everything right.
Everything that they could do. They
Self-imposed, yeah.
Hold on themselves. And you get the bull ban, which honestly, I don't have. It does suck, but the fact that it took the NCAA this long to upheld the appeal. I think if Mizzou had a better record this year, they may have reversed course. But this was just an easy way to flex their muscles when, who cares? Mizzou's not going to a bowl.
Yeah, and so like you started with, so the second big bit of news, the second would be outlasting Arkansas to snap the 5-game win streak.
Yep.
So
very bad Arkansas team.
Oddly enough, though, on the heels of that, Barry Odom gets
fired at 25-25. I feel like he should have gotten that parachute of being able to fire Derek Dooley, the offensive coordinator, and saying, hey, look, our offense sucked. It wasn't my fault. It was the offensive coordinator's fault. Our quarterback that everybody was excited about, Kelly Bryant, gets hurt. Give me one more year. Give me a chance. Yeah. I feel like he earned that. That being said, he was never Jim Sturck, the athletic director's guy. And athletic directors at major universities are known for two things: who they hire as a football coach and who they hire as a men's basketball coach. It may not be right, but it is the truth to it. So
I saw an article though that Barry may be the most liked firing of all time. Like people liked him.
Oh my gosh,
legitimately liked him.
To see him succeed, and we'll go from there. But so now that Missy's back, who's ready for a game?
Oh, I'm ready. Are you ready for the game?
Do it.
Well, we talked a little bit about Star Wars, and I apologize. We have not done a game in a long time. And I stole this, like I do everything that it's
I hope it's not a Star Wars.
Oh, it is a Star Wars.
Oh
shit.
boy.
I stole this from one of my favorite podcasts called Puck Soup. This is called Talking About Finn.
Oh,
Finn,
boy.
the Star Wars character, and Finnish hockey players. I'm going to give you a name, and you're going to tell me whether it is a NHL player or a character from Star Wars.
Okay.
Who wants to go first?
Let Missy go.
You go.
I'll go first.
Let's do
All right. Jeremy.
Yes.
Cassian Andor.
That is a Star Wars person.
That is Diego Luna from Rogue One.
Yep.
That is correct.
Yep.
I feel like I would have known.
Do we keep a score here?
Oh, I can right here. I don't think Missy's going to do good on this one.
Missy.
Yeah.
Capo Kako.
Oh, that's a Finnish person.
That is correct. That is the second overall pick of the 2019 NHL draft. Playing the New York Rangers.
That'd be a tough one.
No, it just sounded like a real person.
Oh.
Jeremy.
Tom.
Evan Piel.
Evan Piel. I'm going to say Finnish hockey player.
No, he's part of the Jedi Council on the Clone Wars TV show.
I see. I've never watched any of the shows other than Mandalorian.
Oh.
Missy.
Yes.
Jesperi Katakanami.
Oh.
Fuck around, man.
This is one of my favorite hockey players.
Yeah.
In Star Wars.
Yeah. That's a big name for a character, so I'm going to go with the Finnish player.
That is correct. He is a center for the Montreal Canadiens.
Wow, I'm losing 2-1.
But that was a big name. Why would a character's name be that?
You never know. Lando Calrissian.
Speaking of which, let's take a break real quick. How about Billy D. Williams coming out at 82 years old?
Gender fluid.
What's happening?
Billy D. Williams, Mr. Colt 45
sometimes
himself.
Sometimes he's a guy, sometimes he's a gal.
Gender fluid.
In real life?
That's what he says.
Yes.
He loves.
Has he been talking to Caitlyn Jenner?
No, she's not gender fluid.
No, but maybe they've had conversations, and Caitlyn was like...
Maybe they've played tummy sticks in the past?
Maybe Caitlyn's like, you should really come out as you are.
I see a lot of people talking about this. I feel like it was kind of overblown. He just kind of talked about... he's an 82-year-old guy who's just trying to get some still.
Yeah.
Anyway, you can do it.
Anyway,
moving on. Jeremy.
Wait a second. At 82, you guys clearly are not even close to 82, but can you still get it up at 82?
You're not gender fluid.
You might need some biological help there.
Yeah,
you might need the Force to help you get up with that one.
At that point, you're not gender fluid. You're actually just fluid in terms of what you are. You're basically a lump on a log.
You're just hoping you get fluids out of your log.
Yeah. Exactly.
You are just getting Viagra pumped right into you.
All right.
Jeremy. Kanan Jarrus.
I'm going to say Star Wars.
That is correct. He is the leader of the show Rebels.
See, I've never seen that show either.
Missy. Miro Heiskanen.
That's a character.
That is a defenseman for the Dallas Stars. Believe we're all tied
That's
up.
the one I knew.
There's no time.
I knew that one.
I was like, there is no way that I've had 3 hockey players in a row.
Jeremy. Tien Madone.
Tien Madone. I don't know. I'm going to say, you know what? I've yet to say hockey player or get a hockey player when I'm going to say hockey player.
He's an administrator on the planet.
I was going to say hockey player too.
Let's see.
Yes.
How many do we have?
We've got 5 apiece. So there's
Okay, so we're closing to the end.
getting into. Let's see. Oli Julievi.
Is that one of Anna and Branson's kids?
I don't know that I would throw that out there.
That's God dang. Hockey player.
That is correct.
That's
He is
only
a
the goalie?
defenseman. He's only the goalie. He's a defenseman in the AHL.
Oh, she is up. She is winning.
All right, last one, Jeremy, to tie it up.
Oh, yeah.
Kendall Olzel.
You know what? I'm saying hockey player.
Kendall Olzel, if you remember correctly, was force choked by Vader in Empire Strikes
I
Back.
lost this. Missy won.
What?
Yeah.
I never win these.
I love Star Wars, but I don't read all the extra stuff. I have no clue who
Listen, I don't know any of those names.
That
so
helped you.
Your,
That helped you.
Your
Yeah.
justification
No.
is shitty.
No, that helped you. Not
And
knowing
for the
anything
record,
helped you.
I was hoping it was going to be a two-person game because I gave one person 5 straight Star Wars and another person 5 straight NHL.
I saw that. I saw. That's why I thought that. Like she said, I thought it clearly wasn't going to.
Sometimes the quizmaster likes to fuck with you.
Yeah. Well, you did. Yeah. Well, But back to what we were talking about. Yeah. So we're going to go see this movie together. When are we going to go see it? You want to go see it? It comes out on the 20th, which I believe is a Thursday.
Yep.
Or Wednesday night or whatever.
Sometime that weekend. Whenever.
Yeah. I say Sunday morning again if we can do it.
That sounds good.
I think that's our plan. Ryan, we're not going to invite Bender because we didn't go see it with him last time, did we?
No. Well, maybe that's the problem because it was so terrible. Maybe if we bring Bender along, we'll like it.
Some of the early screenings aren't sounding promising.
I don't think it's going to be good.
J.J. Abrams told them they can go fuck themselves. I think his exact words, they can fuck off.
Yeah.
Never a good sign. Never a good sign. Yeah. And there's some, the latest poster, there is some confusion because Luke's on the poster. Like his image. So people are thinking, well, maybe Luke's coming back. Maybe we're going to get that vindication for having such a shitty last movie. But we'll see. Did you see, I don't know if you saw after listening to the episode, Nerdcast Jay tweeted about, he goes, thankfully, that girl not talking Star Wars with you saved her from hearing your awful take on The Last Jedi. And I said, I think you mean my take on the awful Last Jedi. You must have had an autocorrect.
Yeah, so where were you talking to this gal at?
Lowe's.
Okay.
She was very awkward. She was when we went to Lowe's and did a little checkout, she was the self-checkout girl, and she was kind of awkward.
Oh, the last time we went?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Well, so when I went back, she was the same girl again, and she kind of danced around. And
Okay.
Missy, was this gal cute?
No. Well, like I said, if she went to a Pokemon tournament, she might be the cutest girl there. You know what I mean?
Okay, sure.
She could clean up in a nerd convention, is what I was saying.
She's no Penny walking into a comic
no,
book
no.
Well,
store.
come on, that Penny's.
She's closer
9 out
to
of
Amy
10.
Fairfowler.
Oh, maybe a couple steps above that.
Yeah, definitely though closer in the spectrum.
Maybe like Howard's wife.
I think Bernadette's pretty.
No, she's pretty, but she's still nerdy.
She's got
And
huge
she's
boobs.
not Amy.
Yeah, that goes a long
she's
way.
not Amy Frumpy.
Yeah, she's not Amy
She
Frumpy.
had the big boobs.
So is
and
this
she
gal
was
frumpy?
cute.
No,
No.
this is a slimmer girl. I mean,
Yeah.
she's just you could tell
She's
that.
probably only 16, so we probably shouldn't even be talking about her.
Well, I was there in the middle of the day, and she was there, so
Okay, so she's...
out of school.
no, she could be going to school half the morning and going to work half
Possibly,
the day.
regardless.
Should have asked her to be on a podcast.
She
Masturbate on the podcast?
Say,
See,
ask her to
Missy,
be on the podcast.
Missy.
Come on now.
It literally
It's
sounded...
just not.
You're going to rewind this, people, and you're going to think he said masturbate.
This is the thing she does.
I don't need anybody tickling the bean on here. It's an audio podcast.
Using your Tekken finger.
What was it? The
DJ
private
Diddles.
parts?
Yeah. So, do you have any other topics to bring up?
Let me check.
Let me go to the phones.
Please hold.
Was that girl from Ipanema?
Yeah. if you're looking for a totally mindless show to watch with your significant other during the holidays, Merry Happy Whatever gets a solid 2.5 from me out of 5 on Netflix.
So straight mediocre.
Straight
2
mediocre.
out of 5. I
2.5
believe that-
out of 5.
Well, hey,
whatever, that's
I'm a
still
sucker for
below.
Dennis Quaid. If Dennis Quaid made a pass on me, I'd be very interested.
Here's your benchmark of whether or not you really like Dennis Quaid. Did you like that movie with Scarlett Johansson and Topher Grace in him? What's the name of that movie? It's where he works at the magazine company and they're trying to convert over to be
I
more
remember what you're talking
No, I
about.
don't remember that
synergistic. And-
So my favorite
I'm
Dennis
just thinking
Quaid
about
movie
Interspace.
is- yeah,
Oh,
that's my
perfect.
favorite
Yeah,
one is Inner Space.
yeah,
Dennis
that's
Quaid's best role.
Yeah, I mean, that's a great
gotta
movie.
be that.
Yeah, that's a great movie.
Is Dennis Quaid better than his brother Randy? I mean, clearly
He's
a better
definitely
person.
more sane.
Okay,
They're
so
definitely better looking.
there's two ways to attack that question. Is Dennis Quaid a better actor than Randy Quaid? The answer is yes. Has Randy Quaid been in better movies overall than Dennis Quaid?
Oh, probably.
The answer is probably yes. I mean, Randy Quaid has been in some damn good movies.
Independence Day, Christmas Vacation.
You know Dennis Quaid, his role that sums up his career? He was Doc Holliday in the
The bad one,
movie.
yeah.
Oh, wow.
And people, there's a movie called Moving with Richard Pryor, and Randy Quaid is in that. He's the crazy neighbor, and through the whole movie, spoiler alert, Richard Pryor's moving away from this neighbor, and at the new house, he moves in with his identical twin brother. So that's comedy.
So Dennis Quaid off his Wikipedia page, before they get to the actual bio stuff, they
Yeah.
list like their important achievements. Here's what they have for Dennis Quaid.
Randy Quaid's brother.
No, they don't have that. Breaking Away, which is a great underrated movie.
Oh, very good movie.
The Right Stuff, which I've never seen.
Great movie.
The Big Easy.
Good movie. These are classics of
Enter
their time,
Space,
by the
which
way.
is great, which I believe is where he met his wife.
Oh, yeah, Meg.
yeah.
Are they still together? They're not.
No.
No, that's right.
A long time ago.
Oh,
Remember
that's
she
right.
cheated on him with the 500 guy?
The who? The who?
300 guy.
Oh, okay. Gerard Butler.
Whatever happened to Meg Ryan? I don't know that. Talk
I
about a
don't
wife
know.
that went
Her
down the poop.
face fell.
Yeah,
She
I know.
basically lived out her role of that movie where she was a drunk.
Yeah, but she
Yes.
also did In the Cut, where she finally showed her body. She was nude in The Cut later in life. Not a good movie either. She's a boxer. It was a realistic, a gritty look at a woman trying to make it as a boxing promoter. Not a good movie.
Okay, we can see that.
Yeah.
So we got Great Balls of Fire,
Great movie. I loved it.
The Parent Trap.
Okay.
I forgot about Frequency's an underrated movie.
I enjoyed that
If
movie
you got
too.
dad issues,
They
Frequency's
even
a
made
good
a
movie.
TV series out of that movie.
Yeah.
It was such a
Good movie.
yeah.
I forget what his role in Traffic.
Was he an old cop in it or something? I don't know.
I think
Traffic's
he's
a
like
good-
a politician, maybe.
It's a tough movie to really associate him with because
I only saw
it's
Traffic
such a
twice.
great movie, ensemble cast, best
Yeah.
picture. But yeah, I mean, a lot of people in that movie.
The line I remember that movie the most is when Michael Douglas is getting yelled at by his wife for drinking. He's like, "I have one scotch after work to take the edge off." It's like, "I have 4 beers, Kelly, to take the edge off."
Yeah, 4 beers actually equal 1 scotch, right?
Yeah.
The Rookie, great movie.
Oh, I hate that movie.
Really? Why?
I just don't think it. Well,
It's a cute
so
movie.
oh no! I'm sorry. It's an okay movie. It's not great to me, but I was confusing it with one I really do hate, and that's that Kevin Costner one. They
Oh, for the love of the game.
oh, it's an awful movie.
Yeah, the movie's bad.
So how do you feel about it?
Oh, it's awful.
The Day After Tomorrow.
I enjoyed it. I went to see theater to see it for nothing else on.
Yeah.
Or it might have been one of those free movie days or something in Joplin when we were in college.
You had
Wasn't
free
bad.
movie days?
You could take your student ID and go watch movies for free sometimes.
Damn.
Vantage Point. I do not remember this movie.
Vantage Point?
Yeah.
Yeah, that is, it's a trucker movie. He is his wife goes missing when they're on, she gets abducted by, and he spends it's kind of a half-assed action movie.
Gotcha. Probably not great.
No,
that's
absolutely
on
not
his
great.
list. Footloose. Is he the,
The
angry
remake?
preacher?
Maybe. Oh, he is, I think. I think he's the angry preacher in the remake.
Soul
Really?
Surfer.
Oh, yeah. Now you're
It's
getting
good
silly.
bad.
Now you're
you're
getting
just
silly.
into movies we
Yeah.
have not seen.
Yeah. Not great. Not
All right.
great, Bob.
Okay, well, while you're wrapping up Dennis Quaid, so we can agree that Dennis Quaid is a superior in acting
I looked
ability.
up Randy Quaid. Where is he at in 2019?
Oh, he's in
Jail?
Can't find him.
He's in Canada, right? Didn't he run up to Canada and hide?
I think he's MIA.
I don't know.
And every once in a while he puts out a new video or something.
Bad.
Yeah, I'm
To
not.
him and OJ and God, Charlie Sheen. They're like, okay, it's my day. No more
Charlie
crazy
Sheen's kind of laid
videos.
low for a while.
Yeah, he's got the old AIDS and all. Here you go. So who has the better movies? So
Oh, Randy Quaid's got Major League 2.
well, hold on.
Independence Day.
Let's start first. Last Picture Show, very well received movie. What's Up, Doc? Well, that was a TV series.
What's up, Doc? What is that?
It's a comedy.
Oh, I thought you were going to say that was the
Where-
one.
Is this where you talk about Quick Change?
Paper Moon, another great film with him. And I'm not going to touch on every one of them because Randy Quaid has been in a shit ton of movies.
Brokeback Mountain.
Let's
Let's
just
let him to go crazy.
Midnight Express. which is a great movie. And then let's get up into stuff that you'll like just know. Well, here we go.
Well, here's the most important question. Has Dennis Quaid and Randy Quaid ever been in the same movie?
Okay.
I don't know. Here we go. Vacation. This is where he starts hitting with us. He's in Vacation. Mm-hmm. He's in The Slugger's Wife, the underrated movie. He's in The Wraith, if you've never seen that. That was a pretty good 80s movie. No Man's Land, Moving, which I brought up. And then you get to, like, Caddyshack.
Oh, yeah.
Caddyshack 2, though, which is terrible.
Yeah, Caddyshack 2, but then you get to Out Cold, National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
He's in that.
You get Quick Change, which was...
Quick Change is pretty good.
Days of Thunder.
Oh, I love Days of Thunder.
It's a good movie.
Yeah, and then he was in... boy, then he had a lot of... where he wasn't in a lot of stuff. Oh, Major League 2. Then, let's see... Streets.
Wait a second, wasn't he in Major League as the crazy fan that...
Oh, yeah. Well, I don't know that he wasn't in the first Major. He was only in Major League 2.
But was he a fan? Was he the fan that beat the drum?
No, it was random in Major League 2. It was random guys in the first one. He wasn't in it.
I could have sworn.
Kingpin, Independence
Oh, yeah.
Day, Vegas Vacation, probably the least likable of all the vacations,
Right.
unless there was some coming up after that.
No, I think that's the worst one.
Then Moose Adventures of Rocky and Bullwinkle. He was in the Moose and Squirrel movie. He was in Pluto Nash.
Oh, yeah.
Boy, his body of work is ever spanning. Let's see what he was in last. 2018, he was in something called Wait. How is he in something in 2018?
That's pretty crazy.
That doesn't make any sense.
Apparently they were in one movie together called The Long Riders.
Oh, I saw that on here. Yeah. I still want to know. He's wanted, right? Randy
No, I
Quaid's
don't
actually.
think so.
No, I think they're wanted. I think they're in fugitives from the law.
They were. I don't know if they still are.
I don't think that just goes away.
It usually doesn't.
I don't know. Maybe he paid somebody off.
I don't think that's the case. I mean,
He didn't kill anybody. Maybe they were just like, fuck it.
He's living in a van.
Down by the river?
Well, I think
Nice.
they actually ran off in a RV. So yeah, he's a. Let's
It
see.
said he vacationed in California easily in like 2017.
Oh, the Quaids were released, and they are in Vermont because they found irregularities in the investigation. So, I'll be damned. The Quaids are subject to arrest should he travel to another state, though. Yet in 2017, they vacationed in California. He and his wife plan to make Vermont their permanent home. Wow. Well, good job. We just got caught up on the Quaids, everything
All right.
the Quaids are doing.
Wow.
But
Wake up, people.
I gotta think that brought the podcast to a grinding halt. So on that
I just
note,
woke him up.
on that note, I'm going to throw it to Missy and see what she's got. Anything at all?
I really have nothing.
I didn't think so. Tom, what do you got to hit on before we wrap up?
Well, hey, those St. Louis Blues have been on a 3-game winning streak despite all the injuries that have been going on. Good win last night against the Pittsburgh Penguins, 5-2. Good start from Jordan Binnington and getting some help from Australian Nathan Walker. I believe the first Australian to play in the NHL. So, hey, everybody, let's go Blues.
Wait, I need you to say that in an Australian accent.
Oh, let's go Blues, mate.
Does he
Put another dingo on the dog.
I don't know dingo. I was going to try to think of
the
frozen
dingo ate his
shrimp or
baby.
something. Yeah.
Yeah, the dingo ate your baby.
So I.
Coconut shrimp, Outback Steakhouse.
As it is with the holidays, when you have 4 or 5 days off in a row, whatever it is, you get to catch up on some stuff. So Missy and I have been watching kind of random movies. We watched a couple of movies over the last week. We watched a movie called Booksmart, which is pretty good.
Oh, yeah, it's got good reviews.
Yeah, it's not bad. Missy described it best. It is, and this is squarely hitting the nail on the head. It is super bad only with
With chicks.
girls. That's all. That's what. But that said, it's still enjoyable. I gave it a 3 out of 5. I enjoy it. I liked it. Also, directed by Olivia Wilde. So,
that's wild.
And Jason Sudeikis is in it. So,
Shocker.
little nepotism
Baby
going on
daddy
a
in
little bit.
there.
Little bit.
But speaking of another film helmed by a female, this one was directed by Whitney Cummings. We watched a movie called The Female Brain. The reason this movie stuck out and the reason I wanted to watch it, also written by Neil Brennan, who's a great comedian. But the reason I wanted to watch it is I remembered from the trailer that Blake Griffin's in it.
Okay, yeah.
So we watched that movie. It's an ensemble cast. probably more like a 2.75 out of 5 for me, but still had some good moments in it. Blake Griffin, he's a delight in it. He plays a star basketball player that tears his ACL and MCL, and so
so he really had to dig deep in the acting well for that.
yeah,
one,
yeah.
huh?
But he's funny. I mean, there's some funny moments.
I enjoy
in it.
watching him. He is entertaining.
Every time he was on screen, it was probably the most entertaining parts of the movie. So it was. And there were some good parts in it. What did you give those movies? What would you?
I liked both of them. I would say the Whitney Cummings movie 3.5.
Ooh.
What was the other one?
The Booksmart.
Booksmart 3.5. 4.
Oh, she liked them.
There you go.
I would like to also mention that I started watching a movie. You came upstairs. It was called Searching. I think it's an older movie. I think it's probably from 2017.
Well, Kaylin went to the
Sad,
movies
you
to
say
see
old
it.
movie and it's 2017.
Yeah.
Kaylin went to the
Older.
movies to see it, so I think it was last year.
Oh, I don't know.
Late last year.
I don't know. What was weird?
John
for me,
Cho.
Yeah, but who was the? Was that the?
That's the leader. He's from one of the Asian dude from Harold and Kumar.
Okay.
Oh, yeah,
So there is not one
was Harold?
scene in the whole movie where. How do I explain it? Every scene was like.
It was not just
Can't-
found footage, but it was through
like the internet.
it was either
and stuff
through
like that.
FaceTime or internet cameras and stuff like
or-
that.
Too gimmicky.
But
It was, but
it
he's
wa-
good in it.
yeah, and it was the. Plot
It also
twist at
has
the end,
it was
so-
the other star of the movie is
Now, does John Cho...
is Grace
Does he
from
have
Will and Grace.
Does he have a podcast called Showtime?
Oh, I wish he did.
Oh boy,
Deborah
would be a
Messing
good
was
one.
also in the
Deborah
movie.
Messing, yeah, Grace herself. Yeah, that was. What would you give that movie?
3.5.
Wow,
Three.
she's Okay, I'll give it a 3 from what I saw because even though it was gimmicky, it kept me captivated in it.
Yeah, computer thing.
Well, because the storyline. Because I was like, I gotta see what happens.
Last thing I have to mention is you asked about this earlier, but Mr. Matt F. Basler would like us to come on his podcast in
wow.
some form or another, whether it's all of us, in which if it's all of us, he would come here. He said to make it easier on us. Or one or two of us could go there. Whatever it is, we just got to figure it out. I was going to talk it out with Bender here, but as you can see, he's a no-show.
Well,
So-
here.
Well, he came to us on the first one, so for
Well, I
ours.
said-
No,
Yeah,
I
he
meant...
came
I
here.
meant you
Oh,
can't
no
hear.
show. Oh,
You can't see it because it's not a video. Just all right.
all right. Anyway,
I'll just slink into the background.
you fade into the bushes like Homer. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to that. I've already, as a group, I didn't take a poll, and I apologize, but we hitched our wagon to the Matt side of the feud versus Shane. Even though Shane's been a tremendous friend of the show, seems self-serving because it pushes his agenda. So
Right.
you know,
You're such a dick.
but I don't know. I don't have anything else. There's no Bender, but
You
I'm always.
wanna-
Why are we
Wait,
voting
wait.
more for me? Are there actual awards that we're giving out, or is this?
Yeah, you should
Yeah.
really
If it-
mention the awards again.
Well, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead
If
and
this is a monetary value, I would kind of like to win myself.
a monetary value.
Is there a certificate?
It might be a plaque.
There's a
plaque.
high five involved.
Oh, definitely a high five.
How about a reach around?
But yeah, so the voting's going to stay open. I'm gonna keep the voting open up until a week before we do our final episode, and then we're going to give out the awards on the final episode.
Just
So
like Bender's dirty Democrats, vote early, vote often.
that's it. What do you got to say, Tom?
I think I already said it.
You did. You blew your load.
Let's go, blue.
Premature closing of the show, Tom.
Kelly's used to it.
Yeah, got him.
Touche.
All right, playing the music.